All right, shalom, shalom. First things first, I want to give our honor and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rachak, Wadash. We say, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Bahashim, Rachak, Wadash. And we give double honors to our apostle elders, which are apostle elders, a great millstone, which feed us with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, 2023, which is the hopeful year that all the prophecies are fulfilled. Let's jump right into this video. I've been seeing these come up. I really don't like to touch base on certain things like this, but as long as we can filter it through the scriptures, because the prophecy of the Lord showing a new thing, these women have definitely compassed a man because now they see it. It's one thing. I was watching this video. I'm getting ready to play it because they can see it themselves and they're, low level when it comes to the spiritual side of things. We can go back to Eve, we can go back to the history and especially in the scripture wise and show especially situations that come up when it deals with women and spirituality. But let's jump right into this video. I'm gonna play the video and I got some scriptures I wanted to go through and to prove that we are in the times of where the Lord is changing things around, especially when it came to setting these women up above men. That was the Most High doing the same thing that we were doing by setting idols and setting things that out of order. So the Lord let us live out of order. What does it say? Be careful what you ask for. You just might get it. All right, so let's go ahead and play this video. Lord willing, this is an edifying video. And you learn through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Shai the times that we're in, and to watch yourselves, especially with men nowadays. The best thing is just to work on yourself, especially work on the spirit, work on your closeness to Yahweh Shemi Shai if you're in the truth. For those that are, watching and coming into this knowledge, the best thing is, to be as though you have no woman. All right, to just tame yourself and you'll go a lot further. I'll put it to you that way.
Toxic masculinity does not exist. One way to conquer the world is to destroy masculinity in men. And they're succeeding by calling masculine men toxic and getting rid of a man's natural instincts. Word misogyny is being way overused by the media and by feminists to the point where even being the slightest bit masculine is called misogyny. And most of these women who are using the word misogyny don't even know what it means. And this is why men love guys like Andrew Tate. He's giving them a reason to be masculine again and saying it's okay to submit to your natural instincts as a man, while women are out here trying to take that power away from
And what this recently happened to Tate, they arrested him and his brother on child, I think, sex trafficking. So they clipped that because why? Because the elite, if you look at it in the wide sense, the elites don't profit off masculinity, all right? Because men will stay to themselves, use less. Women buy. Women are compulsive buyers. They're, you know what I'm saying? If they have control over the checkbook, guess what? They're gonna buy more impulsive things. A man will be all right with a same pair of shoes he's had for a while. Even if he's into shoes, he might get shoes every so often, but it's not as much as you say women that have the option to get shoes. They'll get shoes every damn day. You know what I'm saying? They'll get shoes every day. They'll shop every day. That's why the publisher clearinghouse, those late night infomercials, who buys a lot of that stuff? Women. Men don't buy those things. Men are okay with bare necessities if it comes to it, especially if they're not well off. A man will be all right. Most men will save. Men will just, live with the same car. If men didn't have to impress a woman, they wouldn't buy the cars and vehicles that they do buy. If they didn't have to try to impress, they wouldn't, buy the clothes. It's all the fuel to chase because it's in us. It's in us. You can't. I'm not knocking a man that has that burning. Even the scriptures say, if you burn, go get a woman. But in the same now, they push because Andrew Tate was pushing that you be a man. You don't need this woman, and that women were losing a lot of their power. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? When they game the man, who do you think these women go do? They go buy Gucci, Louis. They go buy things after they use the spoils from gaming men to go and buy the useless things from the elites. So who's winning? The elites. And the women ain't winning because guess what? You're giving a piece of yourself, and eventually, if the man is smart enough, he gonna find out, man, and he's gonna move out that way. But if he's not, then he's gonna keep going. All right, but let's keep listening to this.
Yeah, well, what do you know? Your hair is not blue, purple, red, green, or whatever weird colors. So why would I listen to you and not to the one from the first
And
video?
he's
Just
talking,
because you're smart, you're making
and he's
sense, you
talking
have
about
a
this
few
one right
valid
here.
points, and you
He's talking
understand
about
that's
this.
the best way to
He's
divide
talking
and
about this
take a look
woman.
at what that.
He's talking about this one right here that was trying to explain toxic masculinity. And then a lot of these ones like this that have that hair, they're bugged out. It's best for you to leave them alone. Just like nature. Nature tells you a poisonous serpent will be the most brightest colored. Okay. That's spiritual. I just thought about it in the spirit that a lot of the poison animals in the nature world, they have that bright colors. The bright frogs, the bright snakes, they're usually 9 out of 10 times they're very poisonous. So it's not a coincidence that these modern day women are now coloring their hair these wild and crazy hair colors. Why is that? Because guess what? They're showing their spirits are telling on themselves. Inside, that's a serpent you're looking at, man. I bet you're gonna go through some problems with this one here. I don't even gotta know her. You know what I'm saying? And not knocking who she is as a person, but just look, you're gonna go through something because guess what? Their inside is telling you what their outside is telling you what's on the inside. Okay. And then he plays a point right here on the list of what common traits are masculine. What is the traits of toxic masculinity? Is what? Mental and physical toughness, which is a man. Aggression, which is in men. That's why men were going to war. That's why you don't play with. That's why men in certain situations where women would think it's all sweet, but when it comes to a man and a man, that's damn near fighting words. That's why that aggression is there. That testosterone, not displaying emotions because we're not emotional creatures. We don't wear our heart on our sleeves. Heterosexualism, discrimination against people who aren't heterosexuals, of course. Self-sufficiency, emotional intensity. See that? See, these are the lists that they have for toxic masculinity. But let's go back here.
You're smart, you're making sense, you have a few valid points, and you understand that the best way to divide and conquer is by destroying men. Yeah, I guess that's why.
You can't convince me that we're living in a patriarchy. We're living in a matriarchy. Women rule over men. Women have the privilege. Women are out here saying that it's more oppressive to stay home than go out and work. That it's a privilege for men to go out and work in oil rigs, go to war, work in the coal mine.
But if you ask a woman, will you want to go do that? They'll tell you no. They'll tell you no. If you ask them if they want to go to work in a sewer for 100,000, I seen a video. This was the question. And they asked the women, would you rather get paid $100,000 to work in a sewer line, in the toilet, in the plumbing, in the underground sewers, or get paid mediocre as as what did they say, somebody that's like not celebrity, but somebody with instinct, but you're getting paid way less. You know what a lot of them said? They'll take the lower paying job. This shows you want to be on the same level, but you don't want to do the things what does it say? Everyone wants to be a lion until it's time to do what a lion has to do. When it comes to hunting and getting it done, men do it. Regardless, even a weak, mediocre man can be taught to be somewhat functional in a working environment. All right. But these women flat said no, they wouldn't go work in a sewer for 100,000. This is 100,000 to get them all the freedom. They don't need a man then. They'd have all the money they need, but they wouldn't do it. Why? Because they don't want to get down and dirty, man. So you can't have your cake and eat it too, because men are willing to do those jobs and willing to do those things that it took to bring us to where we're at now in a modern sense. All right. That's why the kingdom of heaven is going to be switched. Roles are going to go back to what they need to be. The man is going to be the head and the woman is going to be the tail. Bottom line. That's it. Because look at the fruits we have from women movements and women live. Well, look at what we got. We got broken homes. You got abortion rates at an all-time high. You got STDs that are rampant. You got a lack of mental clarity. And then they're lonely themselves. That's why they're talking about so-called passport bros. And if you good and you happy with your life, you living promiscuously with your inbox full of all types of dudes, But but men now want to just go get they're seeking just a natural modern what does it say, an old school woman, a traditional wife. But you mad at that? They're not gonna go, and they're not saying they're looking for 1,000 women. No, they just want to go find one and then settle down. But they got a problem with that because they are not settled down material themselves. Okay.
But it's oppressive for women to stay home, look after the children, and clean the house. Please tell me who is more privileged here. Patriarchy's already been dismantled. We live in a matriarchy.
I don't
See? So they're prideful, man. So the pride is on them, But that's why I say this lesson is more to say work on yourself. If you haven't got the memo, if you haven't got that message, work on yourself, man. Because this is the Lord that has dismantled what it is to be a man in these days. Now let's see what the Bible has to say about masculinity. Masculinity in the Bible. Let's see that. First, let's get the precepts to back up what this video just said, and then we'll jump into those precepts to back that up. This is Jeremiah 31 and verse 22, and it reads, and it says, "How long wilt thou go about, O backsliding daughter? For the Lord has created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man." And we go over this all the time. But this right here, just like we in the year of all prophecies being fulfilled, this has been fulfilled, man. Okay, it's been fulfilled. The word there is shawabah. All right, let me see. It says what? To turn about, around, aside, backwards, go about, go around, in circle, change direction. So that's what you see. We had one way that the world was going in. Everything was good and calm. Now it's going another way. And even they see it, man. Even in their pride, they can see something ain't right, something ain't moving right. It says to turn about, be brought round, change, to march. And what are they allowed to do? March for that woman live. And that was invented by the elites anyway. Walk around, go partially around, circle about, skirt, make around, make a circuit, go about. They're pretty much going around us. And that's through Esau's ways. Because if it was up to men, you wouldn't be able to go around men. But the society that we have today is pushing that and has the power to push that narrative. All right. Encompass, surrounded, turn oneself, close around, turn around, to be turned over to. See? Turned over to. Turn calls to turn backwards, revise, bring over, turn into, bring around. All right. So all these things you seeing taking place now is a breakdown of the family structure and how it was set up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Al Shai, because it says that the man is the head of the household, the head. All right, but that's been moved around. Let's jump here. This is the book of Second Ezra. This is Second Ezra 4. Watch this. Perfect. Let's go to Second Ezra 4. This is Second Ezra 4 and verse 18. And it reads, and it says, "For doubt will judge." First Ezra, Salakia. This is First Ezra 4 and verse 18. It says, yea, and if men have gathered together gold and silver and any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favor and beauty? That's the same thing men were back in the ancient world, but it wasn't, they didn't let it rule over them as in make decisions. It was more or less, it motivated them to do certain things for that woman. Okay. It says, in letting all those things go, do they not gape? And even with open mouths fix their eyes fast on her? And have not all men more desire unto her than silver or gold or any goodly thing whatsoever? That's why you see men, they'll get the money, but guess what? It's not the Bugatti. It's the fact that what the Bugatti can get them. It's not the fact that a big house is what the big house can get them, the box. Okay? Because if it was women wanting low things, all you needed was a bunch of grapes and some fruits and some offerings. Guess what? There'd be a bunch of fruit grapes at an all-time high. But now in the glitz and the glam when it comes to even the diamonds. That diamonds are forever. That K's commercial that promoted women to want a ring. So now men went out there and got a ring. But before that, they weren't pushing no rings because women didn't even know it was there, or it wasn't something that they needed for marriage. So now men have to go do it because that's what the woman wants. It says, and a man leaveth his own father that brought him up in his own country and cleave unto his wife. He sticketh not, he says, he sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remembereth neither father nor mother nor country. By this also you must know that women have dominion over you. Do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to the women? So ain't even in the ancient world, it was starting to be like that. Now it's at an all-time high because men still have that same admiration, but now it's been turned into women have the rule, the keys to everything, the power. Okay. Men would have their power and still yearn after women, but now it's like the women got the power and the men have to scrounge around for that. It's the book of Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 26. It's Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 26. And it says, I find more bitter. Now we got to listen to this because look, this will prove that the Bible is on point, because look what we have today. Because we have a prime example to see what happens when a woman compasses a man, when you have them on top, when the man is on bottom. So we can see the fruits of it now. We can see what happens if this happens or that happens. So let's go ahead and pull it up. This is Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 26. It says, I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets. And we see today child support, women going to court and taking half of men's wealth when they didn't help build none of it with them. Where you have woman live, where is this? Oh, he touched me, but you weren't telling what you was doing to get in the VIP section or get close. The same thing with Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was one of the richest men, one of the richest Hollywood stars at the time. You think he was just he was just running around taking it? No, man. They were being groupies, man. Bill Cosby had groupies, and that's exactly what you see taking place. The pudding man. And it says, I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Also, whoso pleaseth Yahweh. It says, whoso pleaseth Yahweh shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. So that's the same thing in this lesson. Is just watch yourselves, man. We're in a time where the Lord, what we lose on this side, we're going to gain. That's why scriptures say some make it themselves a eunuch for the kingdom of heaven. You know, when they ain't saying cut your rod off, okay? That ain't what I'm saying. Read between the lines, Jake. It's saying that some men unify themselves. Eunuchs don't deal with women, okay? For the kingdom of heaven. Because guess what? In the kingdom of heaven, you have no idea. Have no idea. None of us do. Eyes have not seen and ears have not heard what the Lord has prepared for them that love him. So we don't know. But I'm telling you, don't worry about it. Because like the Lord said, shall the one that made the eye not see, the one that made the ear not hear. So the one who you think made box, who you think made woman, the Lord did. So he knows exactly, and he knows our needs, man. So the Most High is not arrogant or ignorant to what we need and what we want, man. All right. He has everything that the heart can desire. It says pleasures evermore. That's coming. You know, that's what and it says it's his pleasure to give us the kingdom. So all these things are set up in the spirit. If you really have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, then you know that that's going to be taken care of in this time. But the time we at now is that a lot of these women got spirits on them, man. Demons, man. And they don't have a choice about it. They don't have no, and on top of that, you got the pride that's been placed on them by way of Esau and this dogma that's been pushed out here. Okay? It says, but the sinner shall be taken by her. So just remember that. Keep yourself on a swivel. Keep your head on a swivel when it comes to them. All right. You got to be very cautious and very watchful. And then that's you being smart. OK, that's not you being simple. That's you being smart. Because if you keep on going down that, man, look, it's a lot. Let me play this. One moment. OK. Here we go. All right. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach. Let's go to Sirach. Let's go to Sirach 25. This is Sirach 25 and verse 24. And it reads, it says, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gather abroad. For it says, if she go not